and the main issue is the ECU pulling fuel with combined trims around -11%, which points to a ridge correction rather than a clear fuel starvation problem. It's saved locally, and the shop history sync has started in the background.
Alright, so how about we take a look at the P0430 code now. Let's reset the PIDs we're monitoring and start tracking what we need to for that code.
Okay, let's set up a clean slate and focus on the signals that matter for that code. All set. Monitoring is reset and focused on the P0430 evidence. Bank 2 upstream and downstream O2 voltages, short-term field trim for Bank 2, and RPM. Next, we can do a steady 2000 to 3000 RPM hold or a light load drive and watch how the upstream and downstream O2 signals relate. If the downstream closely mirrors the upstream, that supports a catalyst efficiency issue. If the downstream stays relatively steady and doesn't track the upstream, that's more consistent with a healthy catalyst.
Can you highlight the O2 and catalyst on the twin?
You're focused on the Bank 2 catalyst first, then the upstream O2, and now the downstream O2. The downstream sensor is highlighted right now. If you want to compare what it's doing versus the upstream under a steady RPM, say the word and we'll run a short hold test.
Alright, let's do it.
Alright, I'll open a short test window so we can watch the key signals together. Go ahead and start now. Bring the engine up to a steady hold in the 2000 to 3000 RPM range and keep it steady.
Raising.
I'm watching the signals while you raise it. Let me check what's moving. I can see the signals moving. RPM is up from the baseline, but still below the 2000 to 3000 range, so keep bringing it up and hold it steady. Upstream O2 is switching, while downstream is sitting higher and steadier, and short-term fuel trim is drifting positive. I'm not calling the result yet. Finish the hold, then we'll analyze the captured window.
Alright, I'm gonna release.
Okay, I'll analyze that hold now and see how the upstream and downstream behaved. That hold was very telling. The upstream O2 on Bank 2 was switching like it should, but the downstream O2 also showed switching and tracked the upstream activity instead of staying relatively steady. That's the classic live data signature of reduced catalyst oxygen storage, which supports the P0430 catalyst efficiency concern on Bank 2. Short-term trim on Bank 2 moved, but didn't point to a separate dramatic issue during the test. If you want, the next step is to combine this with a quick inspection for exhaust leaks around that Bank 2 converter and sensor area. Then plan the repair based on what you see.
So, most likely that catalyst needs to be replaced?
Most likely, yes. The live test showed the downstream O2 on Bank 2 mirroring the upstream instead of staying relatively steady, which is a strong sign the catalyst isn't storing oxygen properly. That lines up with a P0430 efficiency problem. Before you commit to replacement, do a quick check for exhaust leaks near that converter and for sensor wiring issues. If those are clean, the catalyst becomes the primary fix.